Hey everyone, welcome to my kitchen that is finally done. I am so excited to be here and I'm so excited to have Astrid come on as a guest. She's here. So she is fabulous. Everyone needs to join her group. Let's see. Has an awesome book out that you have to check out on Amazon. It's all about sparkling, which I am so in for. There she is. Oh,
Hi,
how are
Stacy. Hi, everyone.
how are you? I was just telling everyone about you that I'm so excited that you're here and about your book. So yeah, we're gonna do a little cooking demo and also talk to Astrid about her journey through cancer and how food helped her through treatment and
Yeah.
after treatment and all of the above. So let's get started. So Astrid, so tell me a little bit about you and your history of cancer and nutrition.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm so grateful, and also for your work. Thank you for doing that for everybody, because what you're doing is something that really helped me in my journey. So, hi everyone, I'm Astrid Mueller. I'm originally from Switzerland. I did move to Alaska at some point in my journey, and I got in the middle of COVID in 2020. I found this gigantic lump in my right breast. It was like golf ball sized. And also, I had a lump in my armpit. Got diagnosed with breast cancer, stage 4, actually. And so my life changed really fast. And it was like, well, you got to go move, give everything up where I was living, and move to Anchorage, Alaska for treatments. And I did the whole spiel of, starting the journey of getting the tests, getting into the Western medicine kind of, contacts for what can you do. I also did holistic healing. I had all kinds of support that I chose to do. So I chose chemotherapy, like I recommended. I ended up having radiation. I had surgeries, I had reconstruction, and very early in the journey, they also recommended.
I think the sound went out, or is it just me?
I'm sorry, I
There
had
we
a.
go.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I had a call come in.
Oh,
I'm about.
this is why we're live. Anything could happen.
Here we are. I wasn't on airplane mode before because I wasn't sure if I would see your Instagram live, so I wanted to.
Oh.
so now I'm on airplane mode. There should be no further calls. So yes, so I was recommended to speak with a nutritionist who specialized in oncology early on, and that helped me at the beginning, and then even on a deeper level as I moved on, because it was one of the key things for me that helped me. Know what to eat and actually nurture myself because I had like really big challenges for a little bit during chemo, because I for me what happened, and I know it's different for everybody,
Mhm.
I felt super queasy, and I didn't feel like eating. I didn't know what to eat, and there were times where I just simply ate almonds because I'm like, that's one of the healthy things, and I just need to put something in my system, and it was like terrible, but it was something. Yeah, anyway, that's a bit
Something
about
better
me.
than nothing
I, and,
sometimes.
yes, and I wrote this book also. We're going to talk about this, and I don't know if I can flip this sideways or whatever. I'm not sure, but it's called Permission to Sparkle, and it's about inner empowerment, and that's part of what I do. Just as a quick backstory,
Mhm.
I'm on a mission to inspire people that anything is possible, that we can create our dream life. That's what this book does in a playful way, and I was almost finished when I got diagnosed with cancer, and I got to actually really use all those principles of empowerment and taking care of myself and self-love on a really deep level when as I started going through this whole healing journey. And so I used all of that. It's all about sparkle and claiming your inner sparkle, inner empowerment, and we can create more wellness with joy. That's what I'm all about. So
And food is joy, especially,
Yes.
you know, during treatment. A lot of people, that's the one thing that they have control over. And family and friends, caregivers, I love them all and they want to help their loved one. However, there becomes a fear of food because they read all different things of, you know, what not to eat during treatment or what feeds the cancer, all this crazy stuff. And then, you know, they lose the joy in food. Yeah. And I want to bring back that joy because food should be joy and it should give us, you know, it helps nourish us through the treatment and get us through it. And we need to have joy. We need to enjoy what we're eating. That's my biggest thing, is that food should be flavorful. Food should be delicious and not boring and like I like eating and we should enjoy it. It shouldn't be an awful time. And you know, you should have that joy in food because it is a joyous thing that we do.
Can I say something to that real quick? Because
yeah,
for me, so on my journey, joy was a huge catalyst for healing for me. It was literally, I was in, at the beginning of the journey of cancer, I already had, you know, mindset things and I was like on my feet, mostly taking care of myself and taking charge of the healing. But at some point I consciously realized that if I don't choose joy as a guide, and this is my journey, right? It might not work for everybody. I think it's beneficial for everybody, but we all choose our own path, right? But what happened for me is I was feeling so bad about all these fears and thinking like, what am I doing wrong and how I need to, like, I was just making myself wrong for all kinds of things. And at some point I was like, okay, I need to choose joy because it makes me feel good. And so I started changing everything in my life really consciously with joy as a guide. Like, how can I make this more joyful? And food was one of the things. And what you're saying is actually a thing that as I was in chemo and stuff, like one thing that I craved was food that would bring me joy. And it's literally when you eat soul food, like something that, like, for me it was like, oh, it's something that feels like my mom cooked it for me and just gives it to me, like that feeling, like it's like warm, it warms your heart, and that is healing energy. So joy energy is actually promoting healing. So I wanted to say that also.
No, and I definitely agree. You know, we crave those comfort foods, you know, and we do. If it's, I don't know, my son, even it's matzo ball soup, like he's not feeling well, that's what he wants, and that's his comfort food. And you know, when we're not feeling well, we do want comfort. And that's why today I wanted to do a little recipe of chia pudding, because it is a comfort food. I mean, I love chocolate pudding, but I want to make it healthier and more delicious. And I know there was a question out there about the sugar. And yeah, sugar gets a bad rap. Bottom line, sugar is not good for all of us. And I hear all the time, at least 5 times a day, about sugar feeding the cancer cells. But
oh my gosh, yes, all those
all the time. And I hear from clients, oh, I can't eat sugar. And you know what? It's not good for us. I mean, it's extra calories. But if you have some sugar, it's not going to go directly to your cancer cells. Your carbohydrates, which are good for you, your whole grains, your fruits, they break down to sugar and they feed all of your cells. We need to nourish our good cells too. We can't starve our cells. They all need to eat. And if we're not eating sugar, it's going to get it in other ways through the body. So yes, do we want to cut back on sugar? Yeah, but we don't have to fear it. And we can make things that are delicious, like this chocolate chia pudding.
Oh, I can't wait.
So I have different varieties. So I'm more of a plant-based dietitian, I am so not saying you have to become a vegetarian or vegan, but just doing more plant-based meals and snacks. So this chia pudding, I am gonna make plant-based. And I have a few different varieties of milks that you could use. So this one is a coconut milk, which is great. It's shelf stable, so you don't have to worry about things going bad. It's good. However, with it, there's not a lot of protein in it. And I know when you're going through treatment, doctors are talking about protein. So if you wanted to use a coconut milk and like the coconut flavor, you could always add protein powder to it, or the chia seeds have protein in it also. But if you wanted something with even more protein, you could do like a Ripple milk, which is made with peas. It's one of my favorite brands, and I talk about it all the time.
Wow.
This is unsweetened. So if you're worried about sugar, this is unsweetened, plain, original. So it's not vanilla. And this is a chocolate one. So they have different varieties. The reason I like pea milk, doesn't have to be Ripple if you have other brands, just the pea milk has more protein in it. So it has 8 grams of protein per cup, just like dairy milk does. So you're not losing out on that. Then if you are going through treatment and need those extra calories, you could always use a shake. Like any of those pre-made shakes. This is Orgain, plant-based. And it has 20 grams of protein in it just for this shake. But if you wanted to use Ensure Boost, whatever you want, or you don't even have to use a shake, but it's a great way just to add some extra calories and protein. So with chia pudding, texture is a big thing. And everyone has different tastes of texture. And chia pudding, this one that I made, I did nothing to it. So it's got more of a texture to it. I left the chia seeds plain. But if you wanted more of a smooth texture, like a really creamy pudding, you could blend it up. So here I have a coffee grinder, and I am going to add, I already have a tablespoon in there of the chia seeds, but I'm going to add another tablespoon of it. So 2 tablespoons of your chia seeds, and that's to a 1/2 cup of your milk. So, oh, here it is. I'm going to put the lid on it, and this is just a coffee grinder. If you have a blender, you could use a blender, whatever you feel. And I'm just going to grind it up. And you could grind it up as, you know, as little as you want or as thick as you want. But see, all ground up. I'm going to put it in here. So there's all of our ground up flax seeds. And we're going to add a 1/2 cup of, let's do vanilla because I already have chocolate. A 1/2 cup of the milk, and we're gonna pour that in there, and that's it. Like, I'm being so serious.
Simplicity is so helpful. I remember that was like the best. Super simple and yummy. Thank you.
And, right, so this is just plain, but if we want to get fancy and change it up a little bit, you could always add fruit to it because I didn't add any sugar to it. You could add honey to it, you could add agave, but I like fruit. If you add fruit to it, you're gonna add more fiber and nutrients. So if you wanted, you could add strawberries to it and throw it in the blender. Or if you wanted to make mango, you could do that too. Or you could just shake this up, you leave it in the refrigerator for like 2 hours and it thickens up just like this. But now you have plain vanilla yogurt or chia pudding, and you could do anything you want to it. So you could add just mangoes on top, or you could add blueberries. Cool. So it's something great, especially with the chia seeds. It's full of fiber, it's full of protein, and this is a plant-based thing you could have. So
I have a question, Stacy, because I remember like food prepping was like one of the things that really helped me at some point. It was a nutritionist that I had before I knew you. And it's like, it sounds like you can pre-make like a bigger jug of this and then have it in the fridge. And then as you have different cravings on different days, you could use it maybe, I don't know how long that is good for, like 2 days or 3 days. You can add different fruit.
3 to 4 days. If you're going to leave it like this, yes, 3 to 4 days. But if you're going to add fruit to it, or if you're going to add herbs to it, like you could make a savory one too if you wanted, like add like cilantro to it, or basil to it, or mint to it, whatever you wanted. That's not going to last as long. But if you just want to make it like this and leave it, it'll last longer.
That's so cool.
And it's so cool because I remember as a kid, the chia pet, and you'd add the water and it thickens up. But now you can make chia pudding and eat it, and it's delicious. The plants have to grow in your belly. But yeah, this is so delicious, and you could use cocoa powder if you wanted. So you take the plain milk, adding 1/4 cup of the cocoa powder, same thing, just mix it up, blend it, and now you have chocolate pudding. Or like time saving and recipe saving, money saving, you could just buy a chocolate milk and use that, so you don't even have to add cocoa powder. So it's so versatile. So the ratio is a 1/2 cup of liquid to 2 tablespoons of the chia seeds.
Perfect.
That's it. And then if
That's
you want to
amazing.
make more, so you're at 1 cup of liquid and 4 tablespoons of the chia seeds. So something easy. I'm into, like you said, I'm into having things made for you in advance because you'll grab and go. Because if it's not ready for you, you're not going to eat it. Because I'm not going to lie, I'm totally honest. I'm from New York. I'm going to tell you the way it is. But if I'm hungry and I want fruit, there is no way I'm going to say, oh, well, let me go clean up and cut up a melon. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to grab whatever is easiest for me. So if it's cut and ready, you're more likely to choose it, especially when you're going through treatment and not feeling well. Having everything ready for you in the refrigerator, in the freezer, makes life so much easier.
Yeah, that was big for me too. I did that before the treatments, actually, that I knew, okay, I prepared everything for me for self-care before going for treatment so I could have the weekend.
Yeah. Uh-oh, I think you froze. Or is it me? I never know who it is. Is it Astrid or is it me who froze? Let's see. Astrid, are you there? I don't know, or if I'm there. Anyone on the chat can tell me if I'm live or if Astrid is gone. But anyway, this is something great and easy to make. Oh, I think she's gone. Okay, she is frozen. It's not me. But making chia pudding is so delicious, so easy to make. So anyone here, if you've made it before, let me know what favorite flavor you have. But adding fruit to it is a great way just to sneak in those fruits and vegetables, especially if you have a family member or a loved one going through treatment or head and neck cancer and they're having difficulty swallowing. When you're cutting or chopping up the chia seeds and mixing it into the liquid, it's something so much easier to swallow. It's better than having a chocolate pudding. I mean, you could buy chocolate pudding and add your own chia seeds to it and mix it up. Great way to add some protein to it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want, I know you could go on Amazon and check out Astrid's book about sparkling, Permission to Sparkle. And also I'm starting a cooking class next week. It's awesome. Well, you'll learn everything you need to know about cooking. It's basically cooking classes in your house, so you don't have to go to school, teaching you how to make all these different things. Oh, she's back. There we go. Teaching you all about cooking, and you'll be able to feel confident in the kitchen again. And there you are.
I don't know what's going on with the connection. Here I am again. Yes.
Yeah, I was just telling everyone that they could go on Amazon to check out your book.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
and
sure.
Also, I know you have a Facebook group that I'm involved in too.
Yes, yes. I want to mention that one real quick because Stacy also joined that group. So I got inspired to start that for cancer patients and people who seek more wellness and joy. And it's called Cancer Catalyst to Wellness and Joy on Facebook. It's still small, but we have regular contributors there. And Stacy is there with food inspiration also. And it's literally about claiming joy while you expand your wellness. And there's all kinds of mindset inspirations and even music. And so it's really feel good. And it's free. So you can join that group. That's awesome. And then my group, my book, you can find that on Amazon directly. It's called Permission to Sparkle, or come to my website, which is astridmueller.com.
Yeah, awesome. And then I also have a Facebook group, the Cancer Fighting Kitchen. If you wanted to join that too, I answer questions. And also the cooking school, the Cancer Cooking Crash Course, the CCC, will be starting next week. And it is awesome if you are a beginner and are scared of the kitchen and don't know what to do in there. This will teach you start to finish of how to be confident in the kitchen and become that chef that's, you know, because we do. Cooking is so therapeutic. It brings me joy. So
yes.
This is where
you know, it's funny.
This is my happy place. I mean, my kitchen it's not for show. It's being used every day. But you know, a lot of people aren't taught how to cook. They're not taught how to make fish. And that's one of the biggest things I hear. I don't cook fish. I just buy it or like get it at a restaurant. But if you know how to make it at home, number one, you're going to save a ton of money. And number two is that you're in control of what's in your food, of the fat, of the salt, and all the other things. Like, you can make it how you like it. You know, that's why recipes are just guides. All of us are different. I know that's my biggest thing. We're all different. So our texture, our tastes are different. So like even the chia pudding, some people like it with the texture in it, like a rice pudding type thing. Some people don't. Some people want it creamier and softer and don't want that texture. But that's why it's so great in the kitchen, because you're in control. You can make it the way you like it. I like garlic. I'm going to add a ton of garlic to food. Other people aren't a fan. So just use recipes as guides and make it the way you like it, not me.
You know, Stacey, I want to say one thing real quick that was like really important to me during the cancer healing was that, and I'm still on that journey, by the way, everybody. We can do so much even as we're healing. It was, I did not want to cook. And I told my nutritionist, I do not like cooking. I just wanted a chef who just brought me the food because I didn't know how to do it. But you know, the cool thing is, like, I see you as like almost being that chef that can come to people and make it easy. And it's almost like, yes, I could take chia seeds and milk of my choice and make the pudding, and you make it easy and you bring that to people. So I love that you're doing that. That was also super helpful for me to have those easy recipes.
Yeah, and even the supermarkets. I used to make fun of my brother all the time, but I have to take it back. But you know, supermarkets have made it so much easier now. Like, we have Publix. I'm in South Florida and we have Publix. Other supermarkets do it too. But you could buy everything done for you. Like, you could buy peppers already chopped up, carrots that are and diced. Nice. So yes, it is a little bit more expensive, but if you don't have the energy to cut and do all that, some of the places do it for you. Like, papaya is very hard to cut. If you go to Publix and say, hey, can I have a half a papaya? They'll do it for you.
Nice.
But so they do make it life. They do make life easier, but you know what? You should learn how to do it too, especially if you have the energy, or if you're going through treatment and there are weeks that you're down and there are weeks that you're fabulous and have energy. Take advantage of those times to cook for yourself and freeze meals. Nice. So when you are down, you have the healthy meals in the freezer for you. And there are companies too that do delivery services, but once again, it's going to cost money, you know? So it's what priorities are for you, but learning how to cook where you're in control, I think, is beneficial.
Yes. I want to say one more word in general, because we had the topic from fear to thriving, and I know you really help people do that through food to really like release those fears and to step into joy and to nurture yourself with food. And I want to put it out there to all of you guys watching. If you have any questions around that, hi Cara, we have so many people joining us. It's so exciting. Any questions that you all have, whether you are on a cancer healing journey or generally on a wellness seeking journey, how to go from fear to thriving, post them in the comments. Like, we can both get to them. We have a bunch of super tools. I found literally ways to sparkle through cancer, and that might sound insane, but I did find ways to do that for myself. And of course, I wasn't always feeling sparkly, but I used Sparkle, aka Joy, as my guide, and always kept asking myself, what can I do for myself right now to nurture myself, whether it's through food, through choosing things, through creativity. I do a lot through expressing myself through art, and releasing feelings, processing the things, letting them go, and then choosing what can I do and what do I want to create in my life. Right? For me, a big thing was literally thinking, what is the life that I want? That's also in my book. Like, how do I? It's about creating your dream life, and that also helps us heal. Right? When we choose when we create, I truly believe if we choose joy and think about how do we truly want to live, including food, everything, like what experience do we want? And we do that for ourselves. We say yes to that. We give ourselves permission to sparkle, right? Then we become healthier and healthier also, because it's when we suppress those things and when we think we cannot do things, when we give into fears, then we're off the sparkle path is how I see it. And so we get healthier the more we choose ourselves, nurture ourselves. And so if you have questions, put them in the comments, connect with me or Stacy, and we have so much up our sleeves to support you.
And I think the mindset is so important, because if you tell yourself you're not going to be able to do something, of course you're not going to be able to do it. So it's having the mindset. And you know, I've been going through camp. Well, I'm going through chemo, so that means I'm going to lose weight and I'm not going to eat right, and why does it matter and all that stuff. But if we have the mindset that food can nourish us and help us and give us the energy so we don't have the fatigue and tiredness, you know, we got to have the right mindset and think positive. And, you know, our minds are crazy. It's incredible.
Yeah. It was nuts for me to find that and to build that up during my journey. That was super big. And yeah, I know we could talk for a long time. We're going to do more lives and stuff, but it is possible. I've done it. And just to give you a scope of what happened for me, I was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. I consider myself healed, even though the doctors haven't fully caught up with that definition yet. They have their definitions, and there's like things you can go down a rabbit hole. And but I finished chemo, and I got all the stuff done. Like the last time we checked, I had like 2 tiny 2-millimeter dots in my lungs left, and that's it. And I intend to celebrate this coming week that there's nothing left. But even if there is, I'm going to embrace it, and I'm going to heal that too. It's okay. We can do so much as we claim our joy and our sparkle. Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Anyone who's watching or watching the repeat and have questions, put them down below in the comment section. Or if you want us to do another live and have any recipe ideas or things you want me to cook and we could talk while we do it, let me know too in the comment section. But yeah, join our groups, Facebook, follow us on Instagram too. And also share it with your family members, so families and friends. So if you do have someone going through treatment, share our profiles. We are there to help and support everyone, cancer or no cancer, just to be more helpful and, well, you know, just be more well. Anything else?
Sparkles for everybody.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you so much, Stacy, and thank you everyone for being here for you. Yes.
Have a great day.